Yo. Dude, I didn't realize that I was live, dude. Like I just saw these messages and I was like, what the hell? Sorry guys. I don't know what setting I had that could possibly do that. I've never done that before. That's so weird. Sorry. But here we are, man. Here we are. AMC is up 17%. We're going to talk about this because, man, what is up? What is up with Amy right now? This is good. This is good news. Alrighty. Matt. What is up, man? Say, Kelvin? William. K-Matt, Stickles, Wizard of Wall Street, what is up, man? I saw your message, by the way, and I'll cover that in this video. Alf. CFATS, Paul, Plastic, what's up? Melinda, Jess. Okay. So, to start with, I'm going to pull up the little fractal here that we talked about. And one of the things that we had gone over here on the Discord was these gaps that we see on these fractals. Because fractals are not one-to-one. They're not. There's going to be gaps everywhere on these little guys. Okay, and that's normal on fractals because in the market, these guys that are controlling the stock are manipulating the stock. They can't do that at a 1-to-1, 100%, or else it would be too obvious. There's going to be gaps, and this is where you see that natural price action and pressure come in from retail, from other institutions that are not controlling the price because the big whales are the ones that push it up and down. So here, we're starting to see some kind of price movement. It's starting to climb back up. And one of the things I had talked about was this could climb up and set up here for the POI with a gap, with it coming back up again. It doesn't have to follow all the way through and come down to $3.50. So personally, I wanted to see some kind of double bottom setup and then a climb up. I think that would have been a better setup here for AMC. I don't think anybody wants to see it go down to 350. I mean, that would just be intense, right? Like nobody wants to see the $3 range here. So the catalyst is that they denied the order here with AMC on stopping this reverse split. Which, well, we don't know if we're gonna get the reverse split now. So that changes some things, That is a catalyst, man. That is a catalyst right there. So my thoughts on that, I think that's good for AMC in that, well, reverse split, what it's gonna do, like I've said this before, but I think that reverse splits, regardless of the setup here for AMC, but I think reverse splits in general, when the price is so low, bring it back up. Yes, the outstanding shares do decrease, but then that gives the incentive to the shorts to pile back in. Say it goes 10x from $3, whatever, $4, that's $40, right? It goes to 40, it's just a ratio. You don't get more money. And then once you're up there, it just makes it easier for these shorts to pile back in. That's just how reverse splits work most of the time. I've seen with most stocks. Again, doesn't mean that has to happen with AMC, but I think it's good that, well, as of now, it's on pause and we don't really know yet what's going to happen. But, I mean, clearly, the algorithm likes this, and we're starting to see that pressure build here. Automatically filling this gap if we close above the current levels here. So what I think is going to happen here going into this point of interest, which we already entered. Again, guys, with points of interest in the market, what is it? It's volatility. We're starting to see it. And no, I don't think this is something that is an accident, coincidence in the market. I think it's something that these guys put in place. Right now, we're 5 for 5 on the points of interest. Okay. Real quick, for those that are new to the channel, don't know how the cycle works, it's just these little green and red boxes here are a 13-day window where we experience volatility in the market. Easy way to know that this is happening is looking at the volume. I have an indicator as well that kind of normalizes this data and makes these guys pop out. It's called PFV. Okay, and these are all spaced out 62 days apart from each other. Okay, I don't think this is an accident. Again, I don't think that things are happening this way for absolutely no reason. There's a correlation here, and the correlation is high. It's a perfect positive correlation right now because all of these right here have all happened within this 13-day window. Okay, and that's every 2 months. So if you do the ratio for that, that would be every 62 days. There's only a 13-day window where the price can go up or down very quickly. The rest is just sideways, or there's not much volatility going on. So you can see that with the volume. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, positive. These also count, okay, but these are inverse. Now there are some, the correlation is not great for the ones that are inverse, because the ones that are inverse, where the market has a period of no volatility, so it's very dry, you're going to see these not do anything. Okay, and that's fine because this is not calling for a squeeze every time we come into a point of interest. All it's calling for is volatility, the potential for volatility, and that if it's going to happen, if a run is going to happen, to pay attention to this 13-day gap, this little window here. So we're entering it now, and we're starting to see volume coming in. Okay, so that's good. That's good that we're seeing volume coming in. The way the pattern is going to develop is different for every single point of interest. It's not going to look the same way ever. These are just this right here, this little arc pattern here, 62-day pattern from the initial run-up we had in June 2021. Just replicated that over and over again so you can see the structure of this, because a lot of these patterns end up playing the same way. But the run-ups are, again, they're not going to look the same. They're going to be very unique in where the pattern is trading. What time frame the pattern is trading. So here we are. All right. Let's see. Here is the pattern again. Okay, so I think that with what the overall market is doing right now, how AMC is maintaining itself here. I mean, AMC is like today is one of the bigger stocks right now, rallying in the markets. There's obviously other stocks that are rallying right now, but it being AMC as one of the higher cap stocks, if you will, one of the higher cap stocks that is up 20% over the rest of the market. Right now, I'm not talking penny stocks. I'm not talking anything that's low float. No, I'm talking about higher float stocks they're more diluted with a higher market cap. AMC is up today. It's one of the winners. So we're getting close to resistance. I think if we do cross the 5-10 range, it's possible AMC will have some kind of resistance there and trade sideways for a little bit. I don't think with the current setup, I mean, it's hard to tell right now because we are entering the point of interest. Anywhere in this time frame, remember, is where we can see the price just rally. This isn't calling for the $16 level. It's just calling for some kind of rally if the price is headed there. If it's the direction is bullish right now, then we're likely going to see a continuation because that's what we've seen in the past. Okay, I'm going to compare some of these other points of interest to the one that we have going on here. The way I'm going to do that is from the start of the POI, going in here to some of these and seeing which one looks the best here. Okay, and the good thing with these is, well, the inverse ones, you can clearly see. The inverse ones, you can see that it starts going up and then it falls back down. This one doesn't. This one goes down, then it starts going up, and it kind of looks like this right here. Inverse. That's a candidate right there. This is also a candidate right here. This is the one we're tracking, so let's say no to that. Okay, and then going back to January, not that we're tracking this one, but you can see how it comes in a little bit later. So we started off, we're technically, if we were looking at cycle dates, we would be, right around the 15th of January. Also, what's weird, guys, is these two rallies we had in the market were followed by a 4-day weekend. So, or a 3-day weekend. January was the 19th, I believe. Yeah, so the 15th, look at this. This is, okay, something else to consider. 19th was a Tuesday, I believe. Then the price starts going up. We don't have the markets close tomorrow. And then here, same thing. We had the 23rd? 23rd. And then on Tuesday, the market starts going up. Everything starts going up. Okay, so the one I like the most right now is this one. But I want to see. I'm going to take like 3 cycles. And see if everything else is kind of fitting here. This was something I did a lot when we were tracking the 3-month cycle, because that one was pretty accurate when we were tracking the these levels back here. Obviously, things kind of change as the market just kind of structures itself a little bit differently. which happens naturally in the markets. Things just kind of cycles over and over again. They merge into other cycles in the way the markets trade here. But okay, so just right off the bat, what I could see. So we can see a couple of things here that are similar, but you guys already know that some of these sections here in the cycle that do play out that are similar direction. We know the blue pattern here is accurate with the cycle, and also this projector, this inverse projector back here, was accurate with it. That's because things are spaced out every 2 months. But the point here is, I think this is probably going to be the most ideal scenario here, is that AMC does trade along the 520 range and then potentially makes a little projector and then starts climbing back up to the upside here. Now this is calling for, this would be calling on the levels, this would be calling for the $12 range. Looking at this from a technical analysis perspective, we can see that AMC is still developing this broadening wedge, so that would be valid. And then we also have the parallel channel that hasn't changed either. And this is just very basic, dude, very basic TA. Both of these would be calling for the same range. Now this is a moving average, so you have to remember, moving averages, there is that wick that you get to the upside. Happens every time with these high volatility stocks. So as soon as you get to that level, moving average is going to close down below, but the wicks can always go further. This is why I'm saying, you know, AMC can go to 16 or something, get rejected or whatever, and come down, wick gets canceled out. And this is just again, looking at the levels for TA, just like we do with every other stock in the market. If AMC were to run the potential levels to track, I've talked about this before, but the first level I think everybody's looking at right now that would be tracking would be right around, this case would be right around 12.11, and then clock over 16. And then if you really want to be conservative here, which I think you should always be conservative, not financial advice, but there is another little wedge going on right here, and that is the $10 level. All right, let's see. Yeah, SPY is ripping, Echo. You are right. All right, guys, let's go ahead and look at some of the other stuff here in the markets, update some of those things. So right now we are tracking SPY for a continuation back up. We've been tracking this for 4 months now. This pattern right here that you're looking at is a pattern that we scanned on the pattern scanner. And we scanned it way back here in January. I update this every single video because the market, if you don't understand what the market is doing, then it's very hard to understand what AMC is doing on these points of interest, because they correlate with each other, and it's very important that you know what the crypto market's doing and that you know what the SPY is doing. And right now the SPY is still bullish. I'm gonna make a video here soon on some of the profits that could have been generated just by tracking this pattern, because the reality is, guys, you know, when this right here being just a 1-to-1 same time window, different date in the past, I think it's a 2019 stock, It just replicated itself. And I talked about this, the correlation with this structure of a pattern. If you zoom out, okay, what you get here is basically you get this almost half-ass head and shoulders. It's not. I think a lot of people are expecting a head and shoulders pattern right now. I don't think that's going to play out. It's a full cross, and you do have a parallel channel developing right now, right here. Okay, and I think that's what the market is doing now. This is going to be one fake out because it's going to essentially, this is calling for a cross. And the interesting thing about this pattern right here is there's two fake outs. So on the parallel channel side, right here, this is your first fake out, comes back, it crosses briefly into the POI, the peak. And then not only does it fake out here, but it fakes out right here because this is resistance. So, well, technically it wouldn't be a fake out here. It's resistance. So this would be rejected off of resistance, potentially crosses. If it crosses, it would be a fake out. And then things start climbing back down. And this would really suck for the bulls here because this would basically shut down the entire start of the year reversing, right? Like, you know, that's, I think what people were expecting was from the previous lows we had that the market is finally reversing itself. Now, because this is a point of interest in the market and things are expected to come down, if they don't and things play out inverse here, you could see a pretty massive squeeze in the markets. I mean, that's the only other scenario here. I think we're going to get one or the other. It's either going to be a continuation ripple effect on this point of interest, or we're going to start climbing back down around the end of April. Right now, I think things are pretty bullish. It seems like the market really wants to head on back here at 415 by next week. Okay. So I had a request here, Wizard of Wall Street, for Microvision. And I'm going to go over my thoughts on this because, yeah, Microvision has been beat too. So, a couple of things. Okay, we did have a blue spot on the daily. Not always you get this, guys, but these are important to track because most of the time when you do have a blue spot, you do have a nice continuation, right? Sometimes you don't. For example, here, you have fake outs. The fake outs are very clear, though. This is why I give it a couple of days to develop. This one is developing. Once you get the cross, and here you can see we're bouncing off of the pink curve, which is good. Acts as support. And you're starting to see a green candle develop as well. Double bottom. Now, the fake outs here are very quick, so they get rejected. Like, if it's going to be rejected, you're going to see a blue, a pink, and a blue again. And then a pink again, right? This is like 4 little spots. So whenever there's saturation on these, I leave it alone, let it ride, do its thing. But when it's just one, dude, and you get that, you get that with volume as well, you combine the two, then it's go time. And I think Microvision is setting up to do that as well. We're also trading on this little parallel channel right here. And we are at support. So if the market holds, I don't see why Microvision can't have that push. It's also been beat here. Pretty hard. $2, 28. And Microvision. Average volume of about 2 million. So it does have lower volume right now. Similar market cap to AMC. a little bit less. Right at $2. So yeah, I would say it does have a little bit of room to go for sure, being that it is at support right now and in this parallel channel. Stock I would compare this to, maybe Riot. Yep. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So let's do this. Wow, look at that. Okay, so I like Riot here for a couple of reasons. Okay, so triple top setup gets rejected. Okay, this is a very classic setup. We just had this with the play of the week. You guys are seeing the POIs we have here. Play of the week was AI. Okay, we called a short last week and fully played out to pretty much a T, man. About a 1 day gap here between the short. So this setup right here, very common. You can see that it developed way back here, and these are followed by pretty drastic shorts after it does get rejected the way it does. There's one fake out. Typically, it either happens at the beginning or at the end. So in this case, rides all the way back down, creates what is, or what could potentially be accumulation down here, double bottom, and then it starts riding back up. But I think for Riot, it was distribution because it starts falling back down. But here we have a point of interest right here. So if we overlay the patterns right on top, you can kind of see the structure. And if I just showed you the moving average, we would see something similar on this as well. So it definitely is a point of interest that we're tracking here. Let's see, Riot spots. All right, we got blue, pink, blue. Oh, I'm like way off here. Blue. So it seems like we're somewhere here, and you can tell it makes a little projector, and then it starts climbing back up. Now, the interesting thing about this, guys, is this is what I'm saying, bro, with markets and the way that these cycles clash with each other. Where's AMC right now? We just took AMC, and I just showed you the inverse pattern of where we were at right now, and that is right here. Okay, if I pull up AMC, you can see the same thing. We took this pattern, we flipped it upside down, and this is where AMC is in the cycle. So it's not an accident, man, that the pattern that we are looking at right now with Riot happens to be in the same area, right around the same spot, and even the spots indicator is showing that. So I like this. I like this here. You can see the little projector, and then right around this range here is where you have the April point of interest, which seems to be playing out, well, not only for Riot, but also for Micro, or I'm sorry, in this case, it would have been, yeah, Riot, and then this is Microvision on top. It's just they look so similar, you can't even tell. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna pull up this all in one. I need to look at something here. Oh yeah, and Bed Bath and Beyond, dude. Bed Bath and Beyond, when it hits, yeah, I'm gonna say this. Like I've already said this before, on the Discord, especially because we've been staying away from Bed Bath and Beyond. But Bed Bath and Beyond, when it hits like that, like 8 cent range or like 7, dude, this thing is gonna pop. Like this thing is gonna pop. I'm not touching it right now because I think it's still gonna go down. It's still on a pretty bad downtrend. But just look at it this way: like the quicker this thing goes down, like it's been 2 months now. It goes from $7 to the 30-cent range. That's a drastic short right there. So with these drastic shorts, just like you have stocks pump and dump, you know, Bed Bath and Beyond is known for that. It's known to pump and dump. It's the same thing if you flip the chart over. The only difference is the percentage on the way down from where it's at right now. 700 to 95 can be a little misleading because it's not actually a 95% push down. It's, it's 7 goes down to 350. That's the same thing as if you were going long at 100% move, right? So you kind of have to treat it the same way. Every time it does this, how many X's do we have here? We have 100X there, then we have another 100X here, and then another 100X here, and then another 100X here. So that is a 400% move, technically, from the $7 range to where it's at right now. And you have to think about it this way, man. Like, if the stock is going to pump 400%, it's probably going to pull back, right? And it's going to pull up to a certain range. So that's why I think that when it hits that level, because I still think it's got a little bit more room to go, I should probably, like, do this right. Is right here. And then this is where it gets crazy, guys, because like any small move here can make it, like, look at how drastic this is. 20, I think it's gonna go down like the 600. 50 is 20. Oh my god, bro. $10. Dude, this thing can do the set even like 700, man, if it goes down to the 8-cent range. Okay, maybe I don't think 5. I think that would be a little drastic. This isn't like Zella or anything. But what, okay, let's do that. 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting confused here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7x. Man, if it goes down to like 8 cents, this would be a 7x. Almost 8x short. And then that pop, dude. That pop, I'm telling you, man. That pop is going to be crazy. We saw this with Mullen. And Mullen. That's not Mullen. Had the same thing that I mentioned here, but this is not as drastic, guys. This goes from 45 cents to 9. Okay, this is missing like 3 X's here between Bed Bath & Beyond. And this thing pops. As soon as it hit that 8-cent range, it goes all the way to 16. That's 100X right there. Or 100%, not 100X. 100% goes up, gets shut down again. It's probably going to keep going down to the 6, maybe even 5-cent range before another pop here. That's the problem with these, man, is that once they go into the dollar range, that's what you have to worry about. Anything that goes under the dollar range, you start to worry about stuff like this. BBIG is another one. $0.25, and it's probably also going to go down to the 8-cent range. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. All right, but with AMC, I mean, it's obviously a different stock. I don't think shorts have the ability to do that with a stock that is backed up the way it is by retail. All these other ones that you're looking at there is, I mean, there's not the same. It's not the same sentiment as AMC. So obviously, like at this point, we would have seen AMC do that already, and they haven't been able to. So that's why I think it's treated a little bit differently in that. But here we are, man, filling gaps. All right, let's take a look at AMC intraday here. Update. See what we got going on. All right, so the current setup we're developing right now here on AMC. Okay, we have a kind of a cup setup, but rejected. Now, these typically do, like, once crossed on this, remember, AMC does not like handles. So this would be considered like maybe like a handle, or maybe like a little handle if you want to call it that. But I think this is very clear that it's developing into some kind of cup. If it gets rejected here, then we could see either a continuation back down, development into something else, or it would have a pretty nice cross going into the $5 range and then straight up here. Now I wouldn't see resistance until we get close to this high. Okay, but then I do see it coming down to this range just to test it for a little bit and then consolidate. It is up 20%, so you got to remember, that's a pretty big push, AMC. But if it's going to do that, it kind of has to climb now, because we do need it to respect this curve here. SDC, Wizard of Wall Street. Yes. Still tracking that. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. Now, yeah, somebody did mention this on the Discord, and they are right. I made it very clear that, yes, this is a very risky stock, just because entering points of interest like this are not guaranteed to play out the way they look. It's just volatility, and that's, I keep pushing that over and over and over again, because it's very important here that if things do fall below and you start to see a heavy push back down, remember, this is trading on the dollar range, below the dollar range, so that already makes it a risky stock. And if this does play out inverse, well, then it's likely they're going to take SDC as well all the way down into that the sense, right? So for right now, I mean, things are looking good on the Fractal, but I think I would want to see some volume coming in here on Monday. It's possible today we just close on that double bottom. I would like for it to climb back up here and show more signs that it's holding and it's bullish, because right now it's down, right? But as long as things hold here and we start climbing above, I think the level to track here would be the 50-cent range for a little bit more confirmation. And I think from there I'd be more comfortable that this would fully play out and start climbing back up, right? Again, these are not targets I'm calling for or anything. This is just showing us the volatility zone where it is on this fractal. And then yeah, the dude that said on Discord, like, yo, like, this is a stock that the market cap, I think the market cap for SDC is about, okay, it's 155 million, so it's about a fifth of AMC. Now it is a lower, let's say a lower float stock, and right now it doesn't have as much volume, right? The average volume is about 1 million, and 1 million for the 30-cent range is really not that much. But that doesn't mean it can't have the push that it does, right? A lot of stocks, when they're very low in volume, they end up having that, like, a drastic push to the upside out of nowhere sometimes. And that's why I track some of these, because, like, when the unexpected happens, okay, it goes quick. And that's typically how it works in the markets, right? You don't want to play a stock that everybody is tracking and looking at. You kind of want it to dry out where there's really, with these kind of stocks, right? You want them to dry out a little bit, that nobody's really in it, and then when it pops, you kind of got in at the right time. It's kind of how I'm treating this stock, but again, this doesn't mean it's going to go up. It's just a volatility zone. So, other than that, I think we're looking pretty okay right now. This. All right, let's do a little bit of cycle analysis here on this indicator here. It's called All-in-One. It is a stock indicator. What it does is it takes the percentage change over a set period of time, and then it naturally spits out their volatility zone. So individual POIs in the market spotted here for us. So for example, we can see here, like, the winners so far, they're going to be listed right here on the top, or on the left side of the screen here. You can see right now the loser is Bed Bath & Beyond. It's way here at the bottom. This is 40 stocks that I have here. I've tracked in the past before, and that typically have higher volatility. So you're not going to see SPY, Apple, or Microsoft in here, because those are blue chip stocks. Those are higher, indices. We're not going to put that in here. But any stock that has high volatility, we're going to put it here so we can track. And you can see that the winners right now, we have Riot, Mara, okay, Cypher, basically all these crypto companies. We also have AI in here, up about 8%. I'm on the 6 hours, so the more you change it, you're going to get different results. Because now it's scanning for a different range here. But I think a good range to track is, and this is where I use the 50. You could do 62 as well. 62 is the cycle for AMC. So sometimes if you are on the POI, it's going to scan. You're going to clearly see some things, especially when you're entering the POIs here. So, and on the bottom, the cool thing is that now we have a moving average as well of all of these combined. And sometimes that can really tell us, or paint a different picture here of what the market is doing with these volatility stocks, how they're being used in the markets to transfer liquidity, because that's what they are. They're just used for liquidity. You can see right here on the daily, we have all these crypto stocks being the winners. Okay, Riot, Mara. And this is something I track for, if you're like somebody who likes to hold things for long term. this is really nice to track because, you know, you kind of start to see like which ones are, you know, overbought and which ones are oversold. It's kind of like an RSI in a way, but it just, I think it's better than an RSI because you can clearly see the way the percentages are distributed here. Okay, so see BBIG is also on the list here. Groupon, plug. You know, it's possible also that some of these cannabis stocks start to get a little bit more attention because they are in the group of the meme stock sector because they run very close to it typically, and they are down right now at the bottom of the list. So these would be something I would be tracking as well, and that I am tracking, but right now we do see like Sundial is down 30%. Now I'm going to go in the short term here. We're going to go on the hourly chart. And this is really good at spotting breakouts too. For crypto, I use this on the micro chart. It will tell you, this is the cool thing about this too, is like if you're like a crypto trader or leverage trader, whatever, for crypto, this thing will, like if you go on the very micro chart, like on the 15-second or something, like you will see these move in real time combined together. I'll show you guys in a little bit. And it spots breakouts. It spots which one is going up right now, and it'll tell you the percentage that it's going on that time frame. So really cool thing. For example, right now I'm on the 15-minute. You can see obviously AMC's at the top. AMC 22% with the intervals I selected. Okay, AI is obviously down. We just looked at that as well, but you kind of you see a trend here with these patterns that break out a little bit. I'm gonna select just the ones that we'll leave AI, AMC. All right, now we can zoom out a little bit. Okay, so the smaller it is, you're going to be able to clearly see where everything is here. It's going to have like little spikes. So I'm going to do 2 on the 4 hour. That's what I mean by that. Way back here. January, June, May, and August. All POIs. POI, POI, POI. Good way to spot POIs, guys. But this is a good way to spot POIs in the entire market. That's why it's called all-in-one. Because when you narrow the points of interest down, it's going to clear everything out. All the noise is going to cancel that out for you so you can see where the high return days are. And then that's a good way to narrow down the points of interest of the stock you're tracking. It's a high way to just do that here now. Yeah, it might be a little bit better here on the daily. One. All right. I do this every time, but like, because you can't take a bars pattern of an indicator, I just freaking draw it, dude. Okay. Q. All right. Upstart killing it again. Let's go. Upstart, guys. Woof. Upstart, man. Look at this. Look at this. Hell yeah. Right there. Same thing. Yeah, contracts are doing really good right now. 17, about to keep pushing back up. And right now it's breaking out. Okay, I'm still eyeing that $20 range in the next potentially the next 2-3 days, market days, obviously. And yeah, we're starting to see the same build up here. It builds up here for GME and then it pops, right? I'm not looking for the same like rally or anything, but I am looking for that 20, at least the $20 range here. You can see it's, don't even have to pull up the volume profile. You can clearly see that that is a level of support and resistance for this stock here. So looking really good right now. Okay, markets are pushing up. You want it to shoot up? I want it to shoot up. I want it to shoot up too, man. I think that would be ideal. After hours, just boop. It is a lower float stock, so Upstart can fly. Can fly. Okay, another one, and I'm kind of just I'm doing the typical. This is a typical day for the Discord. I go live every day for about 30 minutes to an hour, and just to give you guys a little taste, but just kind of go over the charts and I go over the plays and everything. I'll go over another one here that we're tracking right now, and that is Band USDT. This one, let's see, and I'll show you guys a little projection I have for this. Go on the daily chart. Got my little curve and everything. Checking out. Let's go. This is the projection for Band. I still see a continuation as long as the bull market right now that is developing holds. Band should have a nice little rally, and I'm going to tell you why. Because with the cycle correlation, using the all-in-one indicator as well, this right here is basically doing what Doge and Mask already did. Okay, the way that I've tracked all of these before, not every pattern that you see in the crypto market is going to look the same. They're all going to have their own version of the same macro pattern that Bitcoin is tracking, right? Because you compare this to Bitcoin, and I mean, like, they don't look anything alike. I mean, dude, they're just, it's got a massive POI here. It comes down while the crypto market is coming down. So overall, the same structure, but almost the direction is different. And I'll tell you right now, if we compare this below, I'm going to do 3. Let's take Doge. Let's do the daily, and let's take Mask. And do the daily as well. So Mask was first. Mask was first. But here it is. Here's the pattern that I'm talking about. Okay, it's a classic M. And then here's Band. Right there. Now, what do they all have in common? The same structure, the same volume. Volume is key. POI comes up, creates the M, and then right here, that's the accumulation. Boom. Okay, same thing here. Right? Accumulation, boom. Mass did it first. Did it back here in March. Okay. Setup, structure, similar, but this one just rallied because it had done everything already prior to it. And these, again, they're going to be used for liquidity against one another. And I think Band is developing into that here. It's respecting the level of support very well. I have 4 other ones that I'm tracking right now that we're all tracking. And, you know, these all have a nice setup here. I think right now in the crypto market, at least, but we do have a breather on some of these. But there's some really nice cryptos that are just getting ready, dude. And guys, look, this is the crazy part, okay? Look at what Doge did right here. Okay, and just come back. Come back over here, dude. And look, I did the analysis here beforehand, but I'm going to shrink it here so you guys can see because the volume is just... But look, what is this pattern right here, dude? What is it? It's the same fucking thing, dude. Okay? It's the same M-shaped pattern. Pull it up right here for the rest of them. Doge had already done this in the past, and it is doing it again. There. Up. Down. Up. Up, 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 up. Okay. 181 days. Most of these are around the same length. 160. This would be 181, would be back here. May. End of April. Going into May POI in the markets. And then you can see down here. This one right here was 136 days. 181. Right around there would be the same thing. And these are just, they're going to distribute the patterns around the same, or the structure of the pattern is going to be similar. But what matters the most is the point of interest at the end of volatility zone. That's the one that just shoots up and does everything, right? But we won't know that yet until this market here develops because we're still expecting the crypto market to go down. So there's only going to be a couple of winners here. And that's why I said I have some of the stocks that I'm tracking. These, I don't expect them to fully go up because I don't think the crypto market is going to do that just yet. I think the crypto market is going to come down. And, you know, that's the reason for this POI here we're tracking in market is that going up to this 32K range, I think that's going to be the top here for crypto. I think we're going to shoot up. It's going to be a liquidity grab. It's going to liquidate all these shorts right here. To that 32K range, and then it'll be that fake out, right? Because every time there is a market correction, the crypto market, you have one last fake out. You can zoom out here on every single drop we've had before, and there's typically one fake out before we rally, before we come down. Okay. So same thing here. I think we'll get one last push to 32K before things climb back down. Also, guys, look at this. This is crazy, dude. I'm gonna go like super just far ahead here in what you could see for the economy. I think gold is one of the best things to track for the future, like the economy. I don't even think like looking at SPY or looking at the NASDAQ or anything like that. I don't think it's as valuable as with gold because gold is gold is control. It's like what crypto is essentially wanting to be in the future, but you know, it's not limited to the U.S. market or it's the world market, man. Like gold, silver. So look, this is the thing about gold. I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret that I'm tracking here, but this just kind of like blew my mind here, bro. Look at it. Like this makes so much sense too from like the economy perspective and like what the economy would do. But like I don't think we're gonna crash or anything right now. I think the market's still gonna pump. But look at this, dude. If I pull a Bitcoin here, and this is gonna start to make sense. Bitcoin, because this was introduced, gold was introduced back here in the 70s as the commodity reserve here. The U.S. kind of went away from that here, but look at how it started off. Like, what does this look like right now? What does this look like right now, guys? Is that Bitcoin or no? All right, now, Bitcoin is technically a threat, I think, to gold. Because, well, they're both commodities, except this one is digital. This one is not. So what happens when gold goes to shit? If gold goes to shit, which right now it's showing, all right, I mean, look at this massive green candle. I think that's a fake out right there. That's just like these, dude, I hate these candles like all the time, man. These massive candles. Look, dude, if gold goes down here, it just trades sideways for another year or two and then starts climbing down. That's probably going to be a signal here that crypto, the digital world, is going to take over. I mean, you got the Fed coin already coming out, right? We're getting rid of paper money, basically. We're transitioning into that. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but I think over the years, you're going to start to see that be the new thing. And I think that's inevitable. But what does that mean for materialistic things, gold? If we're transitioning over to the digital world, wouldn't it make sense that crypto is the new, like, commodity here, bro? Takes over? And then maybe, who knows, maybe in the future, we'll be like, fuck crypto or some shit. And then going into, like, 2040 or whatever, you know, we'll do the whole, like, LPs are cool or, like, vinyls are cool or whatever. And then crypto goes to shit and then gold goes forever. I don't know. But this is like, dude, what the fuck? Look at how, like, accurate this looks, man. This is AMC, by the way. Dude, all the patterns that I track, most of the patterns that I track here are AMC patterns, bro. But I really, whoa. What the fuck? Even this one, bro, even this fucking looks the same. Here. So this is, guys, this is why I don't think crypto is going to hold here. I don't think crypto is going to go to the highs in the short term. I think crypto is going to take a while to come back to the 60K range. It's going to take years, I think. But this is what we call a short-term rally, which has a range. And that range right now is between the 32K range and 40K range, I think. But after that, man, crypto's probably going to come down. It's probably going to come down with the entire crypto market. Maybe something like, I mean, tops, dude, is coming up to this like 38K range, I think. I don't even think we would come close to this range here. So we break out, boom. Something like that. If you guys want to track the projection, I have it right here. And let's just share it with you guys. If you want to track that, there you go. All right, let's take a look at AMC. AMC up 21%. All right, we are completing this little pattern here, climbing back up to the 4, going into the $5 range. If it gets to the $5 range, then expect a little bit of a gamma push to the upside since options do expire. Volume is looking good. So I think we're gonna get the $5 range here, and I think if it does, we can go all the way to 5, get very close to 550. Why? Because remember, this is not a stock play. This is an options play. If options is where the money is, because it's you know, it's money that you can just create out of thin air. It really is the way they use derivatives here. But if they're able to use derivatives to manipulate the price action here, you have to think about where the price, what strikes they're trying to hedge for. If they're hedging for the $5 strike, or the 450, or the 4, or the 6, whatever it is, I mean, you have a range to really push the price up and then develop a pattern into it after it plays out. So if it crosses 5 and they have to hedge for that, and this thing keeps pushing up, and it's probably going to stop at 550 or below because they don't want to. Maybe they don't want to. They've already developed this whole thing so that they don't get there and cross those contracts here, contracts above the 550 range. So they can push it up to like 540 and then bring it back down and then kill the 550 calls and then also kill the $5 puts. And then that would be a way to hedge, because they've already planned this, dude. They've already freaking planned this. So we'll see. It has to cross 5, though. If it doesn't cross 5 and it gets rejected here, then, like I said, this thing would probably push down and stay between the $4.50 and $5 range. Maybe like $4.75 if it gets rejected. Thanks, man. Make sure you guys subscribe if you like the channel. Let's take a look at Ape. Yeah, and Ape kind of like just honestly, Ape's just structure of a pattern because it's AMC's other like third or whatever, fourth you want to call it. It just doesn't. This like defies the rules, I think, of patterns. It's one of the few I think that does. And there are some guys like the ones that don't have an option chain just do whatever they want. That's why I don't like looking at stocks that don't have an option chain because they really just do whatever they want. It's kind of the same thing with crypto. The crypto's like anything that's like spot traded versus like leverage traded or that has leverage. It's the same thing. I don't like looking at crypto patterns that have a lot of volume and don't have futures trading because they don't really follow a good structure, and I think it's a lot harder to predict what these are going to do because there's just so much volatility, like too much volatility. But they do have a structure as well, and they do develop. I mean, they got their own little formula, but I don't think it's the same exact formula that we can track with, for say, all these other option stocks. But in this case, and I personally, I mean, dude, you flip it, find, because right now, like, dude, AMC and Ape aren't even trading with each other. They're like inverse trading each other. I will say on spots, it's pretty accurate on spots. You have a blue spot, and then it rallies. We're getting close to a blue spot on Ape. Very close to it. It's just riding that pink curve as resistance. So I would say using the spots indicator, it's looking pretty promising. But regardless of you know what Ape is doing, like I would really just want them to merge, man. Like as much as like it does make it more complicated to understand what AMC will do in the end. I think before the ape thing happened, it was a lot easier to track and understand the price movement of AMC. But when they separated and the two were tracking almost like against each other, it made it a little bit harder to do that because, again, you have AMC's other half just doing something else. But I will say, yeah, spots indicator is looking good for ape. I would also say this could be just like from a pattern, like very basic pattern. It is developing into a falling wedge or rising wedge, maybe. Rising wedges aren't really bullish though, but I mean, at some point it's not going to matter, because they're going to merge. Like, it's once we merge back with AMC, the chart won't matter anymore. And if it's going to happen soon, then I think it would make sense that on the POI it comes up with AMC, and then when they merge, we say bye bye to the chart when it is looking like a rising. Yeah, I think that would be the most ideal scenario here for ape. All right, AMC plus ape though. Let's look at that. Why does AMC plus ape look like this, dude, right here? Like a lot more than. Well, the original pattern we're tracking right now, this one. Okay, that's why. But this looks more. Well, that makes sense. I like this version. I feel like a little bit better than the one we were tracking before. Brendan, yes, right now it is the pattern scanner it's in the works. Again, it is taking a little bit of time to fully develop into what we want it to be, but we want to integrate the crypto markets as well. So it's in development, and as far as some of the updates go and stuff, I will be providing some of the different updates. If you guys want, make sure to drop in some stocks that I can look up, and then I'll get back to you. If you want to do that on the Discord, you can, and I'll get back to you guys here as soon as possible. I'm gonna do a search here on Microvision soon, and then get back as well for that. Blue spot on the indicator. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So spots is a indicator that I developed here on TradingView. So it's a TradingView indicator, and it's really nice because it basically will spot trend reversals in the market. Now, there's a couple of things to note with this. It is really accurate, but there are periods of consolidation, and when you see that here, it typically does project a strong push once it's done with that period of consolidation. So Here, a lot of saturation in that. There's like 20 different, right, like spots, right? There's a lot going on. So here, I don't do anything. I let the trend ride, do its thing. But once you start to experience volatility, that is where this indicator comes in. That's where this indicator is very accurate, because you have a lot of swings. Goes up and down, goes up and down, and it's easier to spot these reversals. So, for example, here we have a blue spot, and look at this rally, right? Once the rally is over, you have a pink spot. It acts as a resistance and support indicator. So all of these levels are being treated and are accurate in the way that they represent the chart, right? Up and down. Pink goes down, blue cross again goes up, down, and now we have a blue spot. Okay, so this is bullish. You have a blue spot, and all of the previous blue spots have resulted in nice price action. Okay, the last two have. And right now, you know, this is just another indicator I use on top of everything else, right? Because there's a lot more to just looking at patterns and cycles. You have to use some kind of indicator to round this whole thesis out. And, you know, one of the patterns we're tracking right now is this one. So with this indicator, this kind of confirms that for me on top of everything else that I'm looking at, right? And then also, not only this, but this pattern that we're using as reference is that already played out in the past, is telling us that what we can potentially experience here for SPY is a parallel channel developing. Not quite a head and shoulders. You can call it one if you want, but I think head and shoulders are more, they look more like that, right? So this is not quite the same. It's more of a parallel channel developing. But again, spots is calling for that blue spot, and then the pattern we're scanning is also calling for that. And that's what spots is, man. If you want to access that, I mean, I do provide it for the Discord. It is on the link below. If you press on that in the indicators tab, and you guys can access that. It's on the info tab on the Discord. Hell yeah, Matt. Hell yeah. Spots is very simple. It's very, you know, straight to the point, simple. And it's really nice to use on multiple time frames. And you can customize it really in the way you want, but I have it set to the parameters that I use for the cycle, for the market cycle. And then, you know, that makes it really easy to spot these. So I use the daily. I use the 4 hour a lot. I use the 3 hour a lot as well. So here is the daily chart for AMC. Okay, but the one I use the most for AMC is going to be the 3 hour. You can see here, like, for example, I'll give you the last two POIs. Again, period of consolidation. You don't want to play this. You let it ride out for a little bit. But when there's a clear cross, especially the short ones are always the most accurate. If there is blue followed by short pink, that right there is normally a very bullish sign. Right here, look, blue, rally, cross, blue, cross. On Bitcoin, this also works really well. One of the time frames that I like on Bitcoin and the crypto market is the 3-day chart. Very simple again. When it crosses right here, pink cross, you have a massive push. Blue, up, pink, down. Okay, and then we have what right here on the 3-day? A blue spot, and then it rallies. And look at this. It rallies, it comes down, it rides the blue curve, and it just freaking bounces, dude. So it also acts as a level of resistance. And again, some of these are going to get very, very close to it and have fake outs. The fake outs happen quick, so you're going to see a pink and then a blue spot, or a blue spot and then a pink spot. Oh, and then also I just that's funny that we're talking about spots right now because literally the Discord. I also have bots on the Discord, and it just alerted that we have a blue spot. Right, so this was right here within itself is a fake out because we have a pink spot followed by a blue one, and this just crossed just now. Why? Crossed 9 minutes ago because as soon as the 3-hour candle gets opened here, you have a blue cross. So that's good. That's good stuff right there. 3-hour is a very accurate interval time frame here on AMC. We have a blue cross. There's also, yeah, that was the newest function to the Discord is that we have a bot system. Bot system is only on alerts that I set. They're not random AI alerts or anything. They're alerts that I set for spots indicator. And then for levels, those are things that I track here in the markets. And whenever those get triggered, it sends out a message as well. And there's also a place bot, and the place bot does the same thing, except mostly for crypto leverage, but as well for options and stuff like that when certain things are met and hit. And those are just the bots, man. You got me sending plays and everything out. If you want to check that out, click the link below, man. We are doing pretty good here for the month of April. Just the last 3 plays right now. 2 of them, AI. These hit 700%, even though that's not the profit that I took. But those contracts did go to 700%. And then also we had Upstart being one of them. Both of these were tracked prior to the moves they had. And a lot of these plays are built up and set the same way using the cycle analysis approach. Okay, so make sure you guys check that out if you want a little bit of that, cycle perspective here in the markets. A little bit of a different approach, but it works. It works for us, and if it works for you, then I'm happy. Matt, I appreciate that, man. Matt is an awesome dude in the Discord, and I really do. Everybody in there in the community is great. It makes the Discord what it is. It wouldn't be the same without you guys, so I truly appreciate every single one of you. I think it makes it extremely unique. The people that are in there just have personalities that it just, again, makes the Discord what it is. People that you want to surround yourself with, and I think that's the most. The special thing about it is that you can really bounce off of each other and makes it a great place to be. Definitely love you guys, man. Definitely love you guys. It's a family, man. Every day. All right, I'm liking SPY right now. Okay, hourly chart is looking good. We got 3 hours left. 3 hours left in the market. So 3 candles left here for SPY. We'll see if it does push through here to that 412 range. And see if it does continue this uptrend here. It's looking like I'm going to go here on the minute. And some of these little fractals kind of track sometimes, but I don't do this with everything, guys. It's just little fractals are sometimes fun to play around with. I don't trust fractals as much as I trust one-to-one patterns. But I think SPY is holding up pretty well here, and it's currently trading at a mid-level of resistance. So if it crosses here, the next level of resistance would be 412. So we would just need a strong push for this thing to close green. On the daily chart right now, I mean, things are looking good. I would love to see it go through and close green here on the pattern that we're tracking. It is calling for upside going into next week. So my thoughts on the whole AMC thing right now, I'm personally not in on contracts. That's one of the things that I focus on the most on AMC's like options, because I think they provide the most amount of, they provide leverage and opportunity, I think. So I'm personally holding off of this because I don't like playing volatility. I don't when something has developed the way it has, I let things ride off because it's more likely than not that it will consolidate after a period like this. And with what I'm tracking with the market, it is still calling for about a week of consolidation before it starts actually pushing, if the volatility zone here is going to be bullish. So I'm personally just going to wait off for things to just kind of cool off and ride this trend here. Now if it starts pushing up pretty crazy, I think there's still going to be an opportunity if things start to really rally here. But I think right now the best thing to do, just for me, again, not financial advice, but I'm just going to hold off a little bit and see where the price goes after it does hit that $5 range. All right, guys, we're going to leave it here for today. Just wanted to update everyone on AMC. If you guys want to keep up with the chat and everything we got going on, remember there's always the Discord there, and I'm pretty active there every single day. And then there's also Twitter, man. You can hit me up on Twitter. If you have any questions or anything like that, make sure you guys subscribe also. Hit that notification bell when I go live. And I'll see you guys next time. Alrighty, take care.